Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. Pleased enough to be joined again, honored actually, to be joined again by Emily Frankowski of Connect to Culture. Connect to Culture, the organization in Joplin, based in Joplin, but brings us a number of events and activities throughout the M4 states that really do enrich our daily lives, and I want to thank you for that. Earlier, we talked about a hymnal revival with organs. We've got camps for kids. You can check that out all on their website. But I want to turn my attention to something coming up here at the end of July. JomoCon. And you know, whenever I see anything ending con, you know, immediately like, what my mind goes to, because of the prolification that we've seen of these types of things throughout the entire 4 states. So when I saw JomoCon, the first thing I was like, what's going into this one? I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, everyone knows about the Neosho Art Con that goes on, and JomoCon is a new, con festival.
Okay.
And basically they did it during COVID. That's kind of, they started, unfortunately, they had to have an online version, but now this is going to be their first JomoCon in person, and they're kind of taking over Virginia Avenue in Joplin.
So we're going to do like a block party.
It's going to be indoors, but they have 3 different venues that are along Virginia Avenue. So Changing Hands Bookstore, as well as Central Christian Central Christian Center and Pennington Station. Okay. And so they'll have activities, throughout the day. You can dress up in, your various
That's attire. The fun of it, right?
That is fun. I don't know what I'm going to dress up as. What would you dress up as?
Doug Hetty.
Doug Hetty? Okay. Well, we'll see how he likes that. We won't tell him.
That's between you and me, Emily.
But it's July 30th, 10 a.m. to 7. There'll be a variety of different things, graphic novelists there with their, books for sale. You'll be able to meet them, different things like that. It's $10 a person, and children under 5 are free. So it's definitely, if you have a young one that's interested in comics or in graphic novels, this is the time to bring them to something like this.
And 2 great things about it: the fact that, you're running it from 10 to 7, and you're not making me squeeze everything into a 2-hour time frame. Yeah. That's just phenomenal. I've got all day to do it. But so some of the artists, they're actually going to be there, and I'm able to talk to them about their works?
Yes, definitely. They'll be there on hand, so you can meet them and talk about how they got into it, and even, maybe buy some of their books or different things like that.
See, if you're an aspiring artist, or maybe your child is one, they may find that absolutely fascinating. Are you familiar with the movie Chasing Amy?
I am not.
Okay, don't call anybody a tracer when you talk to the comic book people, okay?
Tracer.
Don't use that. They shade. It's called shading.
Okay.
We also have an exhibit going on that begins at the end of July, and this is why I wanted to cap this off, because it actually starts the same day as JomoCon, but this is going to run all the way through October.
Yes.
It's called Reflections of Joplin.
Yes.
When I think about that, I think about, are we going back in the past?
We are, a little bit. So this is an exhibit that has been in the works for a couple years now, and it's all centered around celebrating Joplin's sesquicentennial, or 150th birthday. And so the artists at Local Color have had different classes to teach, people in the community, and all their artwork is themed around, reflections of Joplin. So that's either, maybe encapsulating their architecture, historic architecture in Joplin, the lead and zinc kind of mining past that we have that led to Joplin becoming a boomtown, or even significant people in Joplin's history. And so you'll see paintings of different media, as well as potentially sculptures that are, all themed around this reflections of Joplin.
Well, congratulations to you and your organization. That, like you said, this is how long have you kind of been efforting this?
Yeah, Local Color has been working on this for a couple of years with the Centennial Commission that the City of Joplin has put together, which I get to sit on. But they've been working on that, and then Spiva has been working on it as well. And so what's really great about the arts community in Joplin is that we all are, we're small, and we all love to work together to collaborate and make great things like this happen.
Well, another thing that's great about the arts community is the majority of the events and whatnot that you bring us, just like the one's Reflection of Joplin, it is free. It is open to the public. And once again, that's the Spiva Center for the Arts. Actually begins July the 30th, but folks, it runs all the way through the end of October. And as I always like to leave, how do we find this, more information, and you have such a great calendar to check out as well.
Yes, so go to connecttoculture.org with the number 2 in between, connecttoculture.org. You can take out a look at the calendar, or you can also just sign up for emails, and we'll send all that information to your inbox every week.
Oh, so you'll actually get that way if something new hits the calendar,
Yes.
I know immediately.
Exactly.
That's true. That seems like the way to go, folks. E. Frank, I want to thank you so much. I want to thank Connected Culture for everything that you do. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Good to see you.
We'll be back with more KOAM Morning News right after this.